Hello, my beloved. Hi, Vicky. Wow, you're in Glastonbury. What a blessing. I hope I see you there in August. Hi, Marnie. Oh my gosh, look at that. I want to just accept all these butterflies and hearts and rainbows. Woo! So, thank you so much for joining me. I have not even had a chance to brush my hair or change my clothes, and I've been to two pyramids. I got up at 2 o'clock this morning, and I did ceremony for several hours as the crescent moon rose, which was pretty wow, because of course the new moon is in a couple of days, and that's why we're here together. So I got to watch that while I was drumming and burning and having an incredible time. And then, excuse me, the sun rose in an epic, epic display. And as I was climbing down, it was coming through the trees, and the trees were like black outlines against this sky, or the sky that was on fire. It literally looked like it was on fire. So I was hoping to show you some of those photos, but like I said, I got to the hotel, and we've been trying to fix the internet for about half an hour, and I was about to say, oh well, I just go with the flow, and here we are. That's why I said yay. This is cute little toucan up here behind me. So I don't have any control over anything at the little Hotelito del Mar, little hotel of the sea. And I'm in Playa del Carmen, where I used to live. And I'm here for a personal private pilgrimage for a week with a client. So it's just a blessing to get to do that. I do the retreats that you probably know about, and then I do private ones for people, individuals, couples, small groups, families, and so on. And then they're personally designed. So it's very much fun to tune in and let the energies know all the places and ceremonies and caves and cenotes, right, Vicky, and pyramids, and what we can do at each one right now, and what other things are available, and then tuning into that person's energy and letting the two merge within me as the clear conduit, as the clear and open channel for what is optimal for them. And so this is an incredible, incredible woman who is so strong spiritually and in every way, really. And such an honor to get to work with her, because she's so committed to her spiritual work. She's here to embody, to go deeper, to ask those questions, to go into the shadows. So we'll be going into Xibalba many times over the first few days, which is the underworld, which is your shadow world. And we're going to be in the caves and the cenotes doing ceremonies at night and day, and we're going to sacred sites, and there's all kinds of yummy things. So today is my personal pilgrimage day. So I wanted to share that quickly as I'm starting to gather myself and go ahead and take a look at what we said about today. So the thing about right now, is that we are obviously in a grand metamorphosis for the planet, for the universe. And the universe is a spiral moving forward without anything to stop it, even us. We just create what we see and how we experience it. And so now we're becoming much more aware that we are the creators, and the guidelines, the expectations of spirit is very different. It's grow up, spiritually, stop following, the trauma or the wounds around, and start going into them, getting empowered by them, and realizing you came here as a wise one, and you have gifts, and they're needed, and you have gifts, and you can free yourself from everything in your life, and you can create a beautiful earth by stop chasing, stop asking, stop worrying, because everything you're chasing and everything you're trying to figure out and everything you think is that's going to take me 10 years, or this is going to be really difficult. Those kind of expectations are so deeply embedded in us and in our experience that it can seem almost impossible, like you're looking at a wall going, what do you mean I can walk through the wall? And you can, I've seen it. It's a bit of a trip, but don't do it unless you really, really know what you're doing, and you can hold your focus, because you have to become the wall, and don't unbecome the wall and go into fear in the middle of walking through the wall. Okay, don't do that. Same thing with anything. The idea is that it's already done. It's already here. And if you want it, that's why. And if you stop focusing on what you don't have and chasing solutions and so on, everything we were taught, everything I did most of my life is detrimental. It's actually, it's the opposite. We're actually blocking that becoming manifest in our life. So what's beautiful is that the more, the deeper the spiritual work that I've done with people over the last 37, 40 years, I don't know, is I've been on my own path, and my own path becomes, a blend of what I'm teaching. So what I'm learning, and then my experience with it. And to me, that's what wisdom is. So your experience is very valuable. Whatever you have done, whatever you have experienced in life, and whatever label you give it, bad, horrible, great, wonderful, not enough, this, that, the other thing, it's all perfectly designed. Not that you had to experience it in that way, but you're the only one who can change how you experience it. So when we realize the depth of that, we have to get real, that stop chasing the world outside of you, looking for your answers, looking to change people. Go inside. Not because you need to look at yourself first because you're not perfect, blah, 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 and yes, but no one is, and so on, right? The real reason is the mirror. The Maya say that we live in a planet of mirrors, and there's nowhere you can look that is not a reflection of you. When you greet each other here, the Maya, who practice the old ways, it's 1616. How delightful. They say in lakach, or in lakach alakin, and it means I am another you. You are another me. Essentially, we're one. But imagine that that's the greeting when you say, hello, how are you today? And then you say goodbye. And you're basically acknowledging that you're talking to yourself. So from the minute that you greet that person, you are talking to yourself. And that starts to make you very aware that we live in this mirror world. And what is the mirror? Well, it's what we really believe. It's who we believe we are. And that's what we're here to change. Because I have to tell you, we're going into the fire horse year. We're going into a fire and air time frame. The eclipses are aligning in air and fire signs, where we have been aligning in water and earth signs. So what's really important is to realize energetically, in a cosmic way, we've experienced everything we think has been really intense is been mud. It's been energetically slow and heavy. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, because we think it's been intense, right? And yet now we are literally on the threshold, and you're probably feeling it, excuse me, of this new cycle, this new seasons. And the first eclipse is on the new moon, which is February 17th, which is the Chinese New Year, which is when we officially start the year of the fire horse. It is a yang or masculine year. We are coming out of a feminine year of the snake or the serpent, and it's been wood, but the snake is an earth being. So we've been earthy, and it's a feminine sign. So we've shed a lot this year, and that's a good thing, because there's so much better waiting for us, and they can no longer wait. The spiral is moving us forward. We're in an elevator with the universe, and it's going forward. It's why struggling. If you try to hold on, if you try to fix everything, you're like, oh, but what about that? And how do I know this? And I didn't make sense of that yet. And I have 14,000 to-dos. None of it makes any difference. You've got to let go and stay in the eternal now moment. And this is a spiritual practice. And that means walking in this world we grew up in and being so embedded in it that we believed it, and it became our truth. And now we want to disconnect from it and live a different truth. And there's no reason we can't, except we perceive that these barriers to habits, to passions, to if you have cravings, if you are challenged, if you're critical and judging. That was a big one this last year that Spirit made me look at, was judgment and criticism, of course, of myself and then of others, which I honestly didn't think I did. And you will uncover amazing things when Spirit asks you to become self-realized and walk your path. It's like taking a vow as a priestess that is going to, that's not a religious thing, by the way, taking a vow as a sacred person, that you're going to put your spiritual mission first, because every one of us has a really stunning, enormous, higher level spiritual mission. And there's no judgment. If you never do it and you watch TV all day long and drink beer and watch football and then you die and life was okay, that's your choice. Nobody in the universe, nothing. They all love us unconditionally. We're the ones that make up the hate and the judgment, and we learn it from the people around us, and then we amplify it by adding our own, and then we start to see it reflected back to us, and then we've got the, you get that, right? You've got the mirror, you've got the yin yang, you've got the spiral, not the spiral, the infinity symbol, right? So everything we say or do about someone else is going to come back to us. There's no way it can't. And when it does, it can seem shocking. Why is that person saying I'm doing what I think they're doing? Ever had that experience? I've had that a lot. It was so weird, right? And then your perspective is so real. And when my favorite things is when you have a massive breakthrough, but it's not solving that hip problem, right? It's not speaking up to your mother. Woo! I did that. The first time I did that, I got disowned. So it was an epic ride. We're very close now, but on my terms, so to speak, healed that attachment. There's no craving, just bliss and love and harmony and happiness. So what are we doing this new moon? Let's take a look so that we can all remember and tune in. Like I said, I've been at pyramids all day, and I would love to. Hi, Donna, Luna. I would love to share you some pictures, but I'll have to wait. And then there's where we are. I was telling you that the sunrise looked like the whole sky was on fire. And what was amazing about it was that we're entering the fire year, right? So everything is about fire. And to me, the energies that are coming up are about the phoenix. And so in February, we're going to start a class that's going to go 2-3 weeks of February. And then we'll have like three weeks off. And then we'll have another 3 weeks or so in March. And that is all to get us going into. So some of it is before the official start of the fire horse year. And just know this is going to be fast. If you thought it was fast before, air and fire, it's either going to put the fire out or it's going to fan the flames. And then there's going to be a forest fire. So you're going to see a lot of changes, and don't get upset and start judging. Don't get afraid. This is what's happening. You're walking through the forest fire. What do you do? How do you prepare? What do you want your reality to be? Be in peace. Harmonize with the energies that are shifting. All of nature is handling this too. So what's fun is to think like, wow, everything is fire. So make sure that you join us next week for the show with Donna Stellhorn about the astrology of February, because we're kicking it off on the 1st with the full moon in Leo, which is ruled by the sun. So we're kicking off the fire year with a full moon in the sun. That's some fire there too. A little, right? I'm just seeing if I could find you a photo from my epic sunrise. I went to several sites today. I climbed 2 of the tallest pyramids, 32 and 42 meters. So I climbed 74 meters of pyramid today, up and down. So let's see. What's the best way? Yeah, maybe you can just see this. So I'll put me back on here and see, where are you guys? There you are. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. So this is the sunrise today. So, and before that, a couple hours before that, the crescent moon rose right there. And here's where you see through the trees, it looks like the sky's on fire, right? Quite amazing. Some of these beings showed up, of course, these light beings. There's one. You can see it on the pyramid steps there, and then some of the other rays coming in. And just breathe in a little of that energy, because it was stunning. Like, sunrise energy is by far my favorite of any sunset, number 2. But when it fills the sky and it's radiating and glowing, and you can feel the magnetism as it rises, it just becomes a bath, because it's bathing everything. And I did some gazing. You got to be very, very careful. I had to stop and wait for, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes or more to get the sun out of my eyes, right? It imprints. So just be really careful with that. And the beauty is that we're bathed in this energy for free. And if we acknowledge it, it's there. But if we acknowledge it, if we breathe it in, if we give it thanks, we give it permission, we see it, imagine it, we have to start to use our imagination, because that is what the divine is. That's what the Sacred Mother is. It's the interior imagination. It's your ability to create it the way you want. But you have to be the one to imagine it. We have to be the one to imagine it, right? Wow, right? Stephanie, hi. Hi, Jillian. Don't worry, you guys. We started a little bit late because I went to 2 pyramids today from 3 a.m. on, and did ceremony, and just arrived at the hotel, and we had to spend some time fixing the internet. So I wear all white to the pyramid. So this is my very, very old pyramid dress that has been going with me to all of my retreats. And this purple thing just came on after. But so let's dive into what the new moon's about, because it's coming in a few days. And I like to do these in a way that we can, here we go, that we can, I'm just trying to swallow, that we can use them, because at least 3 days before you feel and you have access to these energies, these peak energies. The crescent moon that rose this morning, quite honestly, was pretty magical. It was orange and was just like, laying back crescent, and I wasn't expecting it. And I was, wow. And I was mesmerized with it, but the pictures didn't come out very good because it was so dark at 4 a.m. that, it didn't even look orange, but it was really magical. So when you're working with the elements, and I'm working with Mother Moon, and I'm working with Ishel, who's the moon and the earth and the crystals and the waters. She's the earth goddess, but then she works also with the grandmother, Jaguar Ishmukane, in the heart of the earth, who is the pure unconditional love, taking all of our crap that we don't want, and she composts it, right? She transforms it, turns it into fertilizer or beautiful, juicy things. So I meant to click the slides, but here we are. So make sure that you check this out. We've got a few spots left. This is going to be unparalleled to anything that we've done before, because we have Maria Wheatley, who's decoded 17 different countries, sacred sites, and she's working with some new tools where we'll be able to see and then feel the torsion fields, the earth spirals, where you would enter the site, because it cleansed you energetically so you didn't bring your stuff in. How these stones and these structures and these alignments are raising our consciousness. We're going to actually see, and this is the equipment that they use in the scientific team that she's a part of that are studying the pyramids on Mars. And she's also an expert in Egypt. Her new book is going to come out later this year, I think, and on Egypt and decoding the pyramids there. And she's got some cool ideas about what may be similar. And there is a lot of similarity between Atlantis, which is the seed of the Maya and all of ours, and Egypt and the Maya. So then we have also a Mayan wisdom teacher who's going to go with us, who used to work here and be the director at Chichen Itza. And we're going to see this beautiful phenomenon, right? We're going to be there doing the sacred chants with the Mayan elders. So check it out. All the details are here. We're going to see some really amazing sights. This is Ekbalam. This is the jaguar altar. There's these beautiful Mayan winged angel type beings up here, Uxmal. This is the Sacred Cosmic Feminine University. And this is the Pyramid of the Moon, or the seer, the magician, but it is the feminine school is right next to all of that. Here is the sacred temple of Kukulkan, which the feathered serpent here to the Maya represents unconditional love. I've got my laptop on a suitcase. Unconditional love and sacred knowledge. So that's what you're downloading if you want to know any of that. So what we do now is I think I have to share my screen again to change. Maybe I should check. Maybe they fixed that, but sometimes they don't. Here we are. Yay! So when I tuned into the new moon, it said, I'm like, what is the energy? So we know what a new moon is. Typically, it's okay. It's the dark womb. We're planting seeds, ideas, requests, wishes. You can think of them, lots. I spent 16 years in the Reformed congregation of the Goddess, and I was on the ritual planning committee. So everything, right? We're having little rituals outside with little pots and seeds, and we're doing our beautiful inner work with the earth and actually planting real seeds, and all these things, whatever you want to do to celebrate it. Now, remember, you can also put out water in jars under the new moon or the full moon. I did for the solstice, I did one jar of water for the day and one for the night of the solstice, this recent winter solstice. So that was kind of fun. So let's look at the energies of this and tune in. So like I said, I think it's Sunday that we've got the new moon. And what does the new moon mean other than planting seeds or the womb? This is the place of the shadows, of death, of the cycles of death and birth and rebirth and resurrection, and the continuous never-ending sacred spiral of life. And most of us were not taught this. Most of us didn't understand. And we have this very linear, finite idea of who we are and how the world operates. Yet reality is literally a reflection of you. You could call it an illusion, but it's hard to grasp what that means. Then say, my imagination created this. Somebody's imagination created this couch I'm sitting on. It didn't just suddenly self-birth. Another couch didn't give birth to it. Form is not created from form. So we have to go into the sacred feminine. We have to go in the dark. We have to sit in that beautiful depth of richness, which is to me like laying in the arms or the womb or on the chest or on the heart of the mother. And what do I mean? The great cosmic mother, the primordial mother, the mother that birthed everything. Think about this. Gaia feeds, what do we have? 8 billion people, all of the plants, all the animals, and everything else every day. That's a pretty stunning mother, and with very little awareness from the humans anymore. Very few people honor, respect their food, take time to speak to anything except their phone or other people. And it's just not okay anymore. It's like being a child and acting completely irresponsible because we have powers. And Spirit said to ask us, deep in your heart, what are you going to do with your gifts? when you are done with this life, and maybe you'll stay long enough to ascend your body, which is what we're doing. It's what all the mystery schools are about. It's what all the rise of the sacred feminine, the rise of the ancient wisdom, more people being called, to trainings and healing and energy. You got all these doctors now suddenly experts in energy medicine and being mediums and everything, and they're all got their official doctorate type things. And, they were the ones that didn't believe it before. So there's a big shift happening. And what does that mean? It's not a beginning. We're on a threshold. The threshold is that the next new moon is the start of the fire horse year. And I'm going to emphasize that no matter what we do, because that fire energy is not something that you've experienced in this way. We've opened to the state of unity. This is the 9th wave of consciousness. And in the Maya calendar, it's the top of the pyramid. And when you reach the top of the pyramid, you're back to unity consciousness. What does it mean? The below is connected to the above. Now the mirror is that the divine, and we're the conduit between the two. That's the temple. And the temple, like today, I was on the top of Koba because they opened it after 4 years of not allowing us to climb it. It was very controlled, but I was super happy to get to be up there again. It's 42 meters. The energies that come out of a pyramid, of temples, because of the alignments to the earth energies they're on, sacred cenotes, caves, earth spirals. Ley lines aren't really energy lines, but you get what I mean. These kinds of things. These are all over. And then those are activated by the moons and the stars and the eclipses and the movement of all the other planets. So there's a constant conversation, and we're in the middle. So we've already begun our journey. We've been on it a long time, and it's time for us to remember that this spiral of life can be accessed. We have to remember this. So our class is going to be diving into the sacred feminine mysteries of the Phoenix. And what does the Phoenix have to do? The Phoenix doesn't rise despite the fire. It rises because of the fire. You can't rise from the ashes if you don't let go, if you don't surrender, if you don't give up the old. What does it mean for you? I have no idea. Everybody, that means something different. It looks different. We're all at different places in different parts of our life, and we have different missions and different. So you're living completely your own path. And when you realize that this is the closing gate to this next year, we're going, of course, we're not going back, but we're literally starting a journey together. And we're aware that we are one. And we're starting to see that it's not okay to watch other people being treated in horrific ways and just say, oh, thank God I'm safe. We have to stop taking all of our time and energy to be worried about ourselves not being good enough, which is being self-obsessed, just one extreme, or having that false ego and greed, like, look at me, I'm good, I have all this stuff, or once I have that stuff, then I'll be safe. Then you're putting all your powers, right? Look where you're putting your powers. The energies are going to be very much about what are you looking for that you can live with and you've been living with, but if you pulled the covers up and took it out, you would move faster, right? What mindset, what belief, what pattern, what thing are you just done with? Then just be done with it. My ceremony this morning was many different things. I drum and burn and cry and chant and call in the spirit guides, and it's quite epic, the dimensions that open and the guides that come. And I've been working with them. This is my 18th time here in less than a year. And it's hard to describe, when you work with these beings every day and you work with the elders here and you go deeper into your personal practice, you don't experience reality the same way. And that's what I want to share with you. I want you to open up, how do you experience reality? But if you hold on to telling your old stories, then you're going to recreate that, and you don't want to. So honor the moment we're at. The next new moon will be the new moon in Aquarius, and we're in the age of Aquarius. And that is about complete spiritual independence. That means in order to unlock the comfort and benefit from this massive growth technologically and many other ways, we're also talking about spiritual technology that's coming back, right? Understanding energy is free. It's right here. Frequency is the bottom line of everything. So frequency medicine, going to the natural causes, realizing you have to make a different choice and see yourself healthy, or decide what it is you want if you want it to show up. And the personal responsibility is very obvious now. And because there's no one to blame. You blame the mirror. It's like saying, you smile first. I'm not smiling until you smile. And the mirror's not going to smile first, right? So think about this as the threshold. And then in a couple of weeks, we'll be in the full moon, and we're going to have the sun explode, open the threshold, the next step, the last threshold to this new moon. That will be the new moon and the fire horse year. Fire is purifying. So you want to start to make friends with fire. Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, esoterically, re-accessing the wisdom of fire as an element, as a being that's been here since the beginning of all creation. The elements were some of the first things that were created. The elements, the colors, the harmonics, different things, so that they're the building blocks, right, of everything that we create with our imagination. So now, Capricorn, let's talk a little bit about Capricorn. Capricorn is a very reliable, steady-footed, right? Goat, and I have a lot of them. My twins are Capricorns, and that makes them typically comfortable and having your balance, no matter how uneven. Now, if you think about like what happens now if things aren't what you want and didn't go exactly the way you want, do you really get upset, or do you judge people in your head, or do you feel frustrated because you lost 3 minutes because the appointment wasn't on time? Where are you losing and leaking your energies? Now, the lunar cycle being in the new moon and the dark moon, remember that also means you're in the dark. That means you can't see a lot of stuff. Don't make big decisions. Don't sign contracts. Be aware that you're obscured from a lot of things, but not in a bad way. And then take advantage of being in the new moon to go deeper into those energies, because that depth of velvety darkness opens into the light. And this is where your power is. It's all there. It's all hidden in the fears. It's all hidden in the bonds and the things that we wish were different and we're still holding on to. It looks like it's going to rain. So now, being that this is a stillness point too, because when you reach this, it's that deep, quiet, still, and that's good, because our chasing, thinking, mentally busy, over-obsessed, adrenal-triggered, trauma-focused culture is so off balance that unless you unplug, you can't hear your inner voice. Unless you practice and grow your strength to sustain focus on your own inner and choose your decision, what reality is, not what you see out here. This is your past. You will eventually see what you're working on, but you have to hold it in your vision and your feeling, all that stuff, until you actually see it. Don't go, well, look, it's not here yet. Well, now you've just interrupted it and you've gone back to creating that. It's literally that literal. So think about the quiet, deep, inward, going in, inviting this threshold to show you what is here. You would like the rich soil of your soul's mission, of your divine powers. And this is the last shedding. So this is the last time to go deep in the earth with our sacred serpent energy and finish shedding that which no longer serves. And remember, the snake has to go over some rough stuff in order to get that old skin off, that old mask off, to get rid of that old habit that you have. Another thing that's happening are what we often call monumental shifts. I got to get some water here. And that is Saturn and Neptune are completing their final degrees of Pisces, which is about dissolving old karmic patterns, spiritual identities, illusions that have quietly shaped our lives. Remember that the era of Pisces, we're in Aquarius now, finally, thank you, is the era of the victim. It's represented by the fish or the sign for Jesus, who was a victim. And that's the energy it carried. We experienced being the victim. And now we're done. And that's why it's a closing gate. That's why it's not a beginning, but it's the next step on our journey. And Saturn and Neptune have very, very important energies. Saturn is always the stricter one that's like, did you do your homework? Are you sure you're prepared? No, you can't move forward. That Zen master that won't let you go. Yet it's for your highest good to make sure you're your best, to make sure that you complete your initiations, check. Once I have a lot of Saturn in my chart. So I was very frustrated several years ago. And I said, okay, Saturn, it feels like you're never going to let me move forward. And it was like, think about this. If you're Mission Impossible and you're hanging from the ceiling and you're in a secret spy mission, and if you touch any walls or breathe too much or you get too hot and sweat, then the sensors will go off and they'll catch you and kill you, So you're hanging from the ceiling with your fancy techie equipment, right? It's like a scene from some Mission Impossible. Do you want to make sure that your equipment's working? Maybe you should go check it again. Right? And that could be reflected in, not literally you're hanging from the ceiling, but you're going into uncharted territory. You're creating your own reality, whether you realize it or not. And once you get conscious of it, you will stop speaking against yourself. You will stop speaking into creation what you don't want. You will stop helping other people stay victims by speaking them into that realm. And you will close this gate emotionally, energetically, and in all the 7 bodies and all the 7 chakras. So now Neptune is that sea, right? This is the god of the sea, Poseidon. What does that mean? Well, that means this is the subconscious. This is the emotion. This is deep intuition, deep psychic powers, and it's fluid and it's got the water qualities, right? So you keep expanding what the symbology is here, because everything is speaking their own language. And when you start to speak languages that are not English and wanting someone to interpret for you, and you speak the energy and you open and respect heart to heart, the essence of the tree, the essence of something, the medicine it has, the depth it has, the wisdom it has, the ways that it could help you, the ways that it may be speaking to you become quite profound. So these are very different signs. Okay. So it's interesting, but they're all doing this. So now I want to invite you to do something, to plant seeds in this new moon that say, I'm done with karma. I unplug from the paradigm and the reality and the life structure and the mindset and the belief system and the agreement with karma. There is no debt. I am no longer in debt. Debt emotionally, mentally, spiritually, to my ancestors, to somebody I wronged, financially, in a million other ways, right? That is a paradigm that is not truth. Now I want you to step into grace. What does that mean? If everything is in grace, that means it's in perfect timing and flow. Everything's there. You trust that it's there. And the way that it shows up for you is not you competing and hoarding and chasing. It's you allowing, remembering, and receiving. And it comes in grace, meaning it's serving the highest good of everything and everyone in every timeline that's intersecting with you in perfect ways. You can't figure that out. So we have this opportunity. So let's go deeper. Stillness, honesty, not with others, with yourself. Don't go tell people, I have to be honest with you. You really upset me the other day. Oh my goodness. Talk to your mirror. Talk to yourself, okay? And surrender. Just say, whatever I no longer require, I let it go with gratitude and grace. It's a moment to pause before this year begins, and to feel what is ending, to honor what we've shed, to feel gratitude for what we've been through, to feel gratitude for this powerful last year. If there's one single thing in the last year that you hated, you regret, you complain about, you're rejecting any possible gifts, any possible releases and healings from it, and your wounds are going to fester. And they're going to fester because you're not surrendering. This is a moment, and then we're going to go into something where we can't recognize who we are because we can't bring any of this stuff with us. We don't need it. Most of our fears and questions and the things that we think and the things we hide from, they don't have any basis in reality whatsoever because they're only our illusion. So once you start to change, I have a client who I've been working with privately, and it's fun when you come to retreats and then we're doing private work, and you come to classes and we have this, epic way of weaving together this work for the most beautiful revelations and transformations. And she was in a really deep place with money challenges, coming out of deep grief, full of opportunities, but running around saving everybody, acting out a savior thing, and then going deeper and deeper into these people are victims, and if I don't, help them, no one will. Other people should help them, and then chasing other people to try to help them, and then judging those people for not doing what she thinks they should do, and it just started to spiral out of control. So the problem is with low states of consciousness, shame, blame, judgment, craving, addictions in any kind. I'm addicted to success. I've been addicted to achieving and success and being good enough and working hard much of my life. That's what I was trained to do. And so it's now that those things end. So today, on my sunrise ceremony, I'm trying to think of the simplest way to do it. There's a big part of me that almost for a year now, Spirit has been asked me to step into something. And the first thing that came up was judgment, look at judgment, and then go deeper, and then look at criticism, and then go deeper. And these are both things I didn't think that I had. And I don't have much compared to the average person, which is really, really true, but I'm not defending myself. I'm not interested in validating myself and saying, but I did do it. Who cares? Nobody cares. Spirit doesn't care how long you've suffered. That's the cosmic joke, I guess, is we were told and raised that you should suffer and put everyone else first. And then eventually you start to be resentful. And then you're like, well, when do I get mine? And where is it? Well, you're the one that chose not to have it. You're the one that chose all that. It isn't necessary. Nobody can take your stuff. You're the only creator in your timeline. So this moment is when you create space. The space is here to support you, preparing for these radical endings, beginnings, and this threshold we're in now is between those two. So like Akbal, which is a sacred time, day sign, it's dawn. It's the between the sunrise and the sunset. And you can see the past and harness what you want from it. And you can see the future and choose what you want from it and what you want to bring into it. So it's a very beautiful moment. Take this couple of weeks to be in the preparation mode, going deeper, finding yourself, loving yourself, doing a lot of soft, loving things, putting some lavender in a bath, showering yourself, I have this green Tara spray that we got in Glastonbury when we go there. Oh, you know this, Vicki. I call it Merlin, but it's like fairyland essences right across from the church, right across from the labyrinth, right near Coffee Zero. And my favorite place. And I love the guy who works there. I call him Merlin. I mean, he doesn't work there. I think he owns it. He's been making this stuff forever. So he's fascinating. And it's one of the many sprays. And I'm very, very picky because it's a pure energetic communication with me. I'm a communicator. I'm Ish. This is my day. Ish, yay, Jaguar. And I'm a shaman, basically, daykeeper. That's the design in the Maya astrology. And I'm very multisensory. So I didn't have anybody explain this to me, but I realized I speak to the stones and I'm speaking to the sky and this and that, and I'm feeling the vibrations, and it could be the smell or the feeling, or I'm feeling things other people don't feel, and I'm seeing things. So there's a constant communication that's available to you. Don't tune into everything, but you're never alone. And we're supported all the way and everything's waiting. Like, here it is, here it is. We're not waiting. It's waiting for us. Okay. So now unfold. Just let time is when you recognize that who you want to be is who you are, and you stop being, thinking, believing, paying attention to who you're not and who you don't want to be, then time is the only essence that of what it takes to unfold for you into that new belief about yourself. So let's look at the powers. Think about these things, write this down, make sure that you think about this, because we have days before till the new moon on Sunday and days after. The karmic thing, we're ending karma. So declare that and make that your new mantra. And that means you have to get rid of beliefs and paradigms and mindsets and cosmovisions about debt, owing things, not being good enough, having to complete something before you can step out of it, having to wait. There's no waiting. Stop it. Don't delay anymore. So now when we unfold, time is our divine guide, because it's going to unfold in divine timing, which doesn't mean wait. It means when you're ready, we're ready too. Bink, we'll open the door. It's right here. So standing between the worlds is a powerful place. It can be 7, like today. Uk is the top of the pyramid, where you can see what came before, just like Akbal, and where you're going. Don't become indecisive because of that energy. That's actually today's energy, so now it's encoded on here, but it's also the energies of this moon. So stand between there and see yourself. You are a realm walker. You are a star being and an earth seed. You are here with a mission. You have more wisdom than you could imagine. You can't play games anymore with pretending that you're weak, or you're not enough, or you're waiting to be rescued, or you need anything outside of you. And you start to be still in the moment. Soul review, releasing the old patterns is not easy work, because we kind of like to avoid looking at ourselves, because it feels painful, because most of us have been criticized. So we're releasing that there's no criticism or judgment. The universe, the goddesses, the divine, your spirit guides, your higher self, nobody judges us but us, literally. So you can be, oh, well, my mother did, and that person, I know, but they're a reflection of you. So you judge yourself. I judge myself. No one else judges me. If I decide that I'm no longer going to judge myself, but instead of that, I'm just going to say, I'm not interested in judgment. I'm only here to watch, to experience, and to choose, to savor and to let go, to be aware, to be curious, and then make a preference. It isn't about judging it. That's for me, then let it go. Then take it. That's not for me, let it go. Now let go. Oh, there you go. Before you decide what comes next. So that's really what this energy is. It doesn't feel exciting, because don't worry, you're going to have plenty of exciting in a couple of weeks with the new fire year. So now this is about looking at the energy so you can feel yourself more connected. This is a realignment with the new body, because you haven't experienced your new body yet, because you have been in the shedding process. You have this time to kind of go, wow, look at me. Look at what I got going on here, right? Don't get lost in 1, 2, 3. I have to go back and review that system. I don't know if I remember that. Where's my workbook? I need to finish that course before I start this new one. Stop. Stop the linear thinking. Stop giving yourself a bunch of to-dos before you move forward. So reflection, not planning. You don't need clarity right now. You need feeling, like I said, curiosity. This is structures, are they working? Is your work structure working? Well, why not ask for something different? It may show up and jump in your lap, but if you don't start to create a different type of work schedule or day schedule or workout schedule or schedule of personal and spiritual time with nature time, with family time, with whatever, okay? These are the things that underneath can be more fluid, more supportive, more loving. Plant those seeds. So this right now, leading up to the new moon, is giving us a chance to cleanse our ideas and to flush away anything. Just tons of copal, burn so much sage, copal, cinnamon, what else? I can't remember now. So much wonderful stuff today. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Just let it go. So look at some of these questions, think about them, instead of being like intentions and New Year's resolutions, or even, you know, like, well, so-and-so said that I should do this. How about you say, what do I think? What does my inner voice say? Who am I? What would be optimal for me? Trust your inner voice and just experiment with it, and go a little deeper. Okay, so this moon is really helping to ask better questions. Please use optimal for me, not is this good, is this bad, should I do that? Those are subjective, and you will never get a clear answer until you learn how to ask a question. This is one thing we're going to do in the school this year. Now, am I ready? What am I ready to dismantle? Well, if you're tired of it, if you feel burdened by it, if you feel drained by it, if you feel exhausted by it, if you resent it, if you feel entangled with it, if you feel stuck by it, and if you don't know what it is and you peek under the covers into the dark like we're talking about, we're in the dark here, a little crescent moon is all that's left, woo, it's going to shrink, is wow, what's in there that you forgot about, that you could bring out, give to grandmother Ishmukade in the heart of the earth, let her transmute it and give you back the pearls, give you back the wisdom, okay? Now, what foundation? Now, that doesn't mean like that job, this amount of money. This is an inner job. And when you decide what it is you're ready to dismantle, that's a seed. Now you're going to hold those seeds in a pot of light. And we're going to move into the Jaguar because we're blessing this new moon energy, this opportunity with the Jaguar medicine of today. What describes stable, honest, sustainable, and most of all, I want to say safe. I really want to acknowledge that the biggest challenge many people are having is not that they're not ready, not that they're not curious, not that they're not even studying or practicing a lot of spiritual things and so on, but that if you don't feel safe, then you aren't going to receive the benefits from all the work you're doing. So you're doing the work and you're not receiving the benefits. So maybe you're not getting paid very well. You're not asking for an exchange of energy when you're giving stuff away. Or if the other level of that is spiritually, right? Where are you not allowing yourself to prosper? Where does it not feel safe to take money or to take compliments or to start a business or to ask for what you want or to express yourself or to dive into a creation that you have no idea how to create, but you know in your heart you're meant to do it? Have you gotten to that point, or are you playing it safe and trying to follow the rules and not have anything go wrong? Because that's good, you can do that, but you'll do that your whole life. So you can be safe feeling in your body. You can be sustainable because you're allowing the energies to move through you, and you can go out of your comfort zone. You don't have to stay home to be stable, okay? So kind of like taking an inventory, okay, we're doing that, and then allowing the insight. Please do this from the sacred feminine, not like counting, just be like energetically and emotionally, where am I right now? You know, there's so much fear and things happening in the world right now that I picked up some of it, and it was really sitting in my solar plexus, and it was having hot flashes, which doesn't exist in my life now for a very long time, and just other things. And I could tell that it wasn't mine, and yet clearly I picked it up because it stripped away going deep. I'm like, what? And even my daughter reflected back to me. She goes, this is not you. What are you doing? You know, this is like veiled fear mongering. And I'm like, what? That's not me. She goes, I know, that's what I'm saying. And I'm like, oh, well, the intention wasn't, I offered to buy something. But it was like, oh, you're right. Thank you. Thank you. So be willing to look at that reflection. Okay. Be willing to allow the insight to emerge when it's ready. organically from within you. All right. Then talk to somebody, do a drawing, talk about a job, leave your home. I don't know, whatever it is. Okay. So we're getting a lot of this energies. Truth, voice, and integrity. This is with you. This isn't about going and finding other people and telling them they're out of integrity. Look in the mirror. Truth, voice, and integrity. Clarity. Now, clarity is honesty. We're seeing there's a lot of honesty with self. That means I'm ready and willing to look at how I am blocking myself and not judge who I am and not feel guilty. Dun, 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 dun. Write that down. Now, there's the next thing is Mercury, our messenger of the gods. This is our communication. And it is bringing this clarity, bringing thoughts and feelings and conversations that have been underneath the surface again, right? So that's why I said we have to for somehow we're just, it's right there. It's not really hidden. We know it's there. We forgot it was there, or we don't want to look at it. These are the things that this time is perfect for. Now, inner truth that wants to be named, but not all of them have to be in order to be released, but you do it with gentle and love. You don't get upset about yourself. You don't get mad at it. You're like, oh, good, thank you. Because you have to respect yourself. And then when you do, and you treat yourself with respect, you won't criticize yourself. You won't lie to yourself. You won't betray yourself. You won't speak yourself into victimhood. You won't speak yourself into poverty. You won't do this anymore. We all need to be responsible. We are all sacred women and men. We speak and reality is born. It's just the way it happens, okay? Now, I don't want any of you to go into this. It is very challenging to go sit here in stillness and think about, am I really critical? Or, wow, look at that inner voice. I really didn't realize how often that inner voice was following up me being very happy outside and not saying the wrong things, but my inner voice is saying, oh my God, that'll never work. Or, what are you doing? Or I don't know, whatever, right? You have to find the congruence. So the Capricorn is going to help us because, quite honest, my dad and my kids are not the most emotional, lovey-dovey type people, and they're their own authority, which is really, really nice if you're a Capricorn. So you can take on the Capricorn energy of being your own authority, and then you can also be a Capricorn that's helping you just strip away, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Oh, that's too bad. Move on. There isn't any pity in that. So emotional distortion is exactly that. You're blowing it out of proportion. You're giving it your power. You're speaking about it. You're seeking it. You're chasing it. You're believing that it's not going to be gone. I'm talking about anything, if it's a disease, if something someone did to you, if it's a mental, emotional, spiritual, or whatever. So just it's going to be interesting to take a little inventory and look under the covers to see this, but gently, responsibly, and give yourself this laws. I am not allowed to feel guilty or to judge myself when I discover these things. So now this is going back again. I'm ready to be spiritually mature so that I can marry my wisdom, my cosmic wisdom, my ancient wisdom, my astrological makeup in all the different cultures. The wisdom of the Maya calendar will blow your mind beyond belief when you realize these energies, these day signs have been here all of our life. And they are with us every day, our signs, and they are so amazing. And when you see them suddenly, you're just like, wow. Okay, so let the distortion emotionally push you up to the edge, but don't believe it. Don't get sucked into it. Stand on it and say, reveal, reveal, reveal. Use your magic, use your words, reveal the reality, part the illusion. I see through this. I speak now. You don't force anything. You take responsibility that you conjured it, you created it, and then you're its master, you're its creator. If you created a little robot, then you're the one that talks to the robot, right? So you are the creator of this reality. Don't blame it, right? So now the inner truth that's coming up within you must be that you're willing to own it. Not say, well, I'm not like that, or not me, or don't criticize me. Don't see anything as criticism. See it as revelation. See it as information, right? responsibility for your boundaries and choices, and soften the self-judgment. We already said that. And release the inner critic big time, please. This is what I've been working on. Now, I want to just say, if you are into boundaries and choices, because most of us had no boundaries, and then when you learn boundaries, or you learn what they are and you start to have them, it feels challenging. It feels difficult to speak up for yourself without being emotional or worrying if somebody's not going to like you, or upsetting people, or fear of retribution of some kind, and so on. We're releasing that from the planet, from the cells, from the earth, from us, from everything. And as we're releasing it, it can get quite intense because it's being released all around us as well as within us. So the thing is that you don't need boundaries because you have to imprison yourself. You haven't had boundaries, but they're not boundaries. You just haven't accepted yourself, lived as yourself, spoken as yourself. All the things we're talking about, make a beautiful list of everything that starts resonating with you, and start feeling the energies. My seeds, and like you're putting beautiful little drops of the essence of these things into these glowing seeds of light that you have here in this new moon, waiting for you to infuse them with whatever it is you wish for the Divine Mother to create for you, to birth for you. Now, looking again, the power of this is truth-telling and discernment, and the underlying more or higher power of that is divination. So when you deal with the lower level body and these kinds of things we're talking about in this way, you then move through the initiation, and you're able to be way better at being a diviner, using oracle cards or medium or whatever, because everything's there to talk to. You have to speak clearly to spirit, to yourself, to others, and never harshly. That's the non-judgment. If you, and I know it's difficult sometimes, especially if it's been a habit or it was modeled for you, but you get to choose that you don't carry that on, that you don't need to, that it's okay to let it go. And if you have to interrupt it 450 times before it leaves you, it's still worth it. So keep going. And aligning your voice with self-respect. Now, I want to dip just a minute into the fact that Capricorn is often, it's a goat, so it's steady-footed, like climbing that mountain. And the energies of goats that we have is very, very, they're very good with money. They're very good at building things. But originally, it was a goat with a fishtail. So it was a sea goat. That's very different, because now you don't have hooves. You don't have these steady hooves that you can walk on anything. But you can swim through waters that are of emotion, that are deep. So again, the goat in the Capricorn is confident, it's building, but this is moving between the worlds. I mean, earth and water, again, are where we're coming from. This is an opportunity to take familiar energies of earth and water and go to the depths of emotion, dive into them, go into the deepest part of it. And when you walk through, you're going to find the opposite, which is the heights of what you wish to manifest. But be aware, the illusion in this dark in the moon is that you might perceive limitation, blocks, but no. The ability to understand life from multiple perspectives is your divine right. It is already encoded within you, and it's time to remember. So get to a mystery school of your own, get out into nature, speak to your spirit guides, access in a new way, or come on a class or a retreat with me, because now's the time that we need your multiple perspectives. Nobody else has them. Now, confidence we talked about, but not like being perfect. So if you're judging yourself, oh, that wasn't good enough, I better do it again. Stay in motion, but not pushing it. Stay in flow. A sea goat can't leap like a dolphin. Okay, it's kind of a weird thing. And because its head is like an earth thing, it's literally like always half out of the water. That's why it's between the worlds. Slowly and steadily moving, cutting through. What does water do? Finds the simplest path. Takes 10,000 years to carve the Grand Canyon, but there's never giving up. It just is patient, finding the cracks, softening, moving forward, never impatient. So you could look at your doubt. You could look at your lack of trust. You could look at where you've betrayed yourself. Like, I'm going to do this, and then you don't do it, and then you stop believing you're even going to do it, but you make a resolution, that kind of thing. Been there, done that, right? Where am I ready to begin? And maybe you don't feel ready. So what is ready to be born from me? What is ready to open? Show me the doors that are ready to open now. I know that I've evolved. I know that I'm in the metamorphosis. I know that my imaginal cell is building the butterfly. And now I'm going to be taking in the sunlight. I'm going to be taking the golden ray. I'm going to be taking in the fire energy. I'm going to be relearning the wisdom of the most purifying element. And that means we burn it down, and then we're reborn from the ashes. So out of all of our pain and suffering and everything we think was bad comes the only thing that we are reborn. Or if you're the butterfly, out of the caterpillar turned to goo, reforms into a butterfly. The butterfly was always inside of the caterpillar. The oak tree was always inside of the nut, the seed. This is no different from us. Now, this idea of moving forward steadily, using the divine energies, not pushing, not racing, spending more time in stillness, in this deep place, listening, thanking mother, thank you. I love you, Michelle. I love you, grandmother. Who is it that you relate to? Luna, great mother moon. Now, you belong in every realm that you walk. So if you are there, you belong there. Don't act like you're not allowed, that you're not worthy. Here in this realm right now, you are worthy. So look for anything that you believe in and see how big this is. But if you see this now, you find the little burrs in your shoes, right? And you clear that out. When we start to take off with the fire, you're going to be able to have accepted all of you and allow all of it to go together through this beautiful rebirthing process that you've been through a million times before. Take the first grounded step forward. So those are the energies of the moon. We talked about this already. And the live oracle workshop. So in case you didn't know, people who were in it didn't know, we've added a third class, a live class, and I think it's like the 29th or 30th or something of January. So it's still on sale and very, very affordable. So there's 2 classes out already with lots of activations, incredible things to activate your inner oracle, meet that part of you, cleanse and clear the things that are getting in the way of your clear communication, because you have to be the one that clearly communicates with the divine, with your body, with your higher self, with your ancestors. These energies are waiting that can guide you to whatever healing it is. And it's not that it will be perfect and easy and done in 3 minutes with flowers and fairies. There'll be times like that, and there'll be times when you feel tired, and there'll be times when you feel sad, and there'll be times when you get to experience all of these things, and yet you're never forsaken. And it's time for you to become the oracle that you are. And this is the first level of remembering the wise woman, the mystery school training, the becoming the priestess, that you have. So we did the divine secrets to ignite your inner prophecy. You're the prophet of your life, decode messages. We went into some of the mystery school, the sacred feminine essences. We worked with a lot of the oracle mystery oracle deck, the prosperity magic deck. We got lots of messages, independent messages, and we're going to convene. So if you join, you have a few weeks to catch up on them if you want to. You don't have to do them all either. And then come join us live for the last one if you'd like, but you get the replays forever. And so we are going to get together to do our third divine secret activation and unleash prosperity after we've activated those. So this is coming next week. I was here at this pyramid today. How fun. And I'm wearing that dress. This is my old dress. So this is a very important February astrological update with Donna Stellhorn. And like I said, she's going to tell you all about, wow, what's happening. So, okay, let's go ahead and see if there's any questions and see if there's a little medicine coming. Oh, wow. Let's see here. Wow, you guys are so talkative. Awesome. Here with you. Yay, yay, yay. Greetings, greetings. Thank you, thank you. All right, let's see. I strongly resonate with the host, the last shedding, the last is the most love or hate one. Are we the one who's saving the best for the end? I don't know. Is that what you are? Is that what you were told? Do you believe that? Right? That's your choice, right? Last call. Let the cuckoo caca go. I love it. Constant conversation. Who would you be without your story? Well, that's a wonderful idea. Who would you be with a story that you want? We have to tell the story. And one thing I learned in my almost 40 years of this life spiritual path was I was trying so hard to get rid of my ego and my desires and my painful attachments and my feeling personally hurt by others and wanting to please people and all this stuff. Very painful place to be in these patterns, as most people know. And when I was going deeper and deeper and deeper, it was like, oh my goodness, like, when is my story ever going to end? And I became very zen, like, don't expect anything, don't need anything. That was the solution. And then I went to a spiritual retreat, and the teacher said, expectations. I said, no, you can't do that. And they said, well, if you don't have any expectations, then how are you going to get anything that you want? And I said, no, it took me years to go all the way to that no expectations and then come back to a balance of understanding that the universe, we can't force our ego. When is it? Where is it? It's not here now. It's never going to happen that way. But we think about it, imagine it, embody it, feel it. Oh, that'd be great. And then we go around. Yeah, it's going to be so great when I have it. Now I have it. Here it is. Oh, it feels so good. Go to sleep with it. And then it's there and it becomes the story. Like today, I just asked to walk out of this entire persona. Some of it was like judgment and that kind of thing. And I could feel it like a big cocoon, but formed to my body around me. And I just kept doing energy work here with the drums and all the shamanic tools I had, and we with me in spirit. It was just me. and then, for several hours, doing this, and not just being like, okay, it's done. Like, what's the next thing and what's coming up, and crying and shedding and letting the process take its own path and not needing to tell it what to do, honoring whatever came up, saying, oh, I should be doing this different chant, or I maybe I should get up, or no, I'm there, just this is what feels and this is what's coming out. And then I let the result rise also, instead of like, what did that mean? Of course, sometimes I look for that. And it's a new story. So the thing now is, tell us what you want, but not like this. I need money right now. Give me money right now. Well, you can do that, but that doesn't give you any money, because you're saying, I don't have any money and I'm desperate for money. And then whatever else goes along with that energy. I know it's whack, but that's what we were taught. So, you can't fool the universe. You can't fool the universe. You're so true. Fairyland. Yes. I saw him yesterday. Isn't he wonderful? Well, the green Tara spray that I got from him is absolutely like my favorite thing ever. And I have some herbs that I bought from him too. Don't you love Koba? It was truly a blessing, because during COVID, they closed the pyramid and you weren't allowed to ever go up it again. They took down. And I had no idea. They built a wooden staircase up the center, so nobody's touching the pyramid and it's safe. And people aren't falling down, and they have it all controlled, and a certain number of people at a certain amount of time at the top, and a lot of limits that I wouldn't be happy about in general. But I am so happy because I have some very powerful past lives there, and it's extremely significant. And all my first retreats, we always went to that site, and everybody would have powerful past life memories. And there's one temple there that is a school. I think it's a school. and every time we've been there with the group, we all kind of end up there without talking about, and then we all have a memory of being there in a school together, and initiations. It's just really incredible. There's a new book out called Lifetimes by Adam Apollo, and I have a story in there if you want to go get that. I'm sure it's on Amazon. And it's about past lives. And the story that they chose of mine was my past life at Koba with Chris. So who is Koba? Koba is a sacred site that I went to today. It's an ancient Mayan site. It has one of the tallest pyramids that has been excavated enough for you to climb. And they just 10 days ago, they reopened it. And so I went there this afternoon after my first ceremony in one pyramid. Then I went across the jungle to do ceremony there. So what I do is call the spirits to see my path. Then as my client comes in, our path together to guide us, to create light, to ask the permission from the guardians of the land and the waters and the caves and every place we're going and all the people. I like to go to the places first if I can, even if I've been there before, specifically to honor and thank the Alush, the energies and everything, and ask for permission to come, ask to be in communion with the energies. Very, very powerful place. So, all right, so let's dive in. I love all your sharing. I have to admit, I do not resonate with Capricorn. Yeah, it's an interesting energy. I love my Capricorns. I got a lot of them around me. I'm a Sagittarius and a Leo with a Libra moon, and so I'm very, very, very different. But they are. Well, let's just say they're reliable. And they age in reverse. They get better as they get older. They're very structured. All right, let's shed. Oh, wonderful, Vicky. Yeah, Ekbalam and Tulum. And sadly, I don't go to Tulum much anymore because it's turned into Disneyland and you can't even get anywhere near it. You can't go into the park. You have to pay like 3 different people before you can get in, and you have to walk through. Oh my goodness, it's really crazy. However, it is one of my favorite sites. I used to go there early with my groups when the sun was rising over the ocean. And Ekbalam, the Black Jaguar site, is being a Jaguarish woman is very, very special to me. And I've had incredible experiences there. And we're going to be going there on my private pilgrimages. We're going to be going there in March if you want to come with us on that retreat too. With Maria and Miguel on health. So, all right, let's go ahead and close this beautiful blessing up. So I want to give thanks to the sacred space and to all the beautiful energies and the masters of light and to my higher self, and just follow along with yourself to say thank you to yourself, to my beautiful body, my essence, my blueprint, who I am here, everything I've been through, all those who've played in my life, and all of the ups and all of the downs and all those things that I perceive as good and all those things as I perceive as painful, and in the wholeness of whom I am, in this sacred, sacred womb, inside the earth, inside Mother Earth, inside Ishel, inside Gaia, down here with Delphine, the beautiful Greek dragon who lives in Delphi, the daughter of Gaia, and grandmother Ishmukane, Jaguar grandmother, and all the other beautiful energies. Whatever way are you relating to these beautiful primordial energies that are deep in our body and deep in our cells? And this is a time of DNA rewiring and dissolving. And today they began a dissolving within me of DNA during my sunrise activation. And this ceremony began to dissolve with the fire, with the phoenix, with the sacred wisdom, with all the sacred flames, all the wisdom known to the traditions, to the sacred priestesses and priests of fire, to the wisdom ones, the alchemists, to us honoring and understanding that this is an opportunity for clearing and cleansing. And now we enter this last shedding, saying, I'm here. I know that all the future of this year, tomorrow or in a week or in 2 weeks and at the full moon, I will be ready to move forward in inspired action. Today, here, in these divine energies, I continue to move like Persephone down into the underworld. I go into Shibalba with an open heart. I come to follow my bliss, to rediscover myself, to look into my shadows, to free myself, to let the prisoner free. That's me. Deeper and deeper into these divine, dark, soft energies, I call to the primordial mother. I call to the deepest part of my sacred feminine wisdom. Light the path for me. Ignite my inner flame. I wish to begin to warm myself. I call Eek, the divine breath of life, breathing in. That breath of life dissolves the past, sheds from my very cells some kind of dissolving alchemical process, almost like hydrogen peroxide. Things are bubbling, being dissolved, being eaten up. The infection, the toxic energies, the low energies, the beliefs, the patterns in the muscles and in the bones, the memories, and in the electrical system, and in the brain, and in the mind, and in the past, and in the family line, and in the ancestors. I breathe this energy in. And I fan the flames of my own personal path, my spiritual expression, the powers that are ready. And I'm ready to come here and go deeper and deeper and deeper. And I'm guided by this light. And I see that I glow. And I watch and feel the shifts and the tingling and the dissolving. And I trust all of it is unfolding the way that the caterpillar trusts. Let's go. Surrender. I'm ready and willing to see the inner me. I'm ready and willing to see that which I've believed and spoken into truth. I'm ready to reclaim my words and my power. This is where I birth ripe fruits, beautiful flowers. What am I birthing? What am I creating? What am I recreating? I no longer give callously the power of my words, my thoughts, my intentions. You feel yourself growing, the strength in your neck, the expansion, almost heaviness, like energy finally released from a dam, coming up from the heart, flowing up, 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 pushing and pushing and pushing the neck up, 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 like extending it and down the shoulders, down the shoulders, down the shoulders, all the way. Deep breath in, bring the breath of life to dissolve the path, bring clarity, and allow me to sink deeper as that breath goes out. Deeper into this darkness. I surrender control. I surrender craving. I surrender blame, shame. I no longer condemn. I release disappointment, enslavement, entanglement, and it all blends into velvety darkness, consuming your cells, consuming the bones, the blood, the pumping of the sacred waters, shifting now. Even the codes in your cerebral spinal fluid and your lymph and energies in your meridians and all of your chakras and through your pillar of light and out and out and out through all the reality you've created around you. Consumed by the darkness of the velvety womb. Drop deeper. Drop your defenses. Let the breath clear the path. Drop your defenses. Drop your hesitation. Drop time. Drop timing. I free myself now. I shed the beliefs, the attachments, and the actions, the habits, the choices, the lifestyles, the routines, and I look now under the covers Where have I been giving my power away to waiting and time? There's a cool, cool breeze, and you feel the breath of the Divine Mother. She's speaking into your skin. It touches you like a soft fingertip. Codes begin to spiral out into your flesh, into your blood, opening your eyes. I shed the glasses I have worn, the blindfolds I have put. I now open my inner mind. I expand my inner oracle. I no longer hold the barriers. I release the mask. I release the identity. I release the attachment and the agreement to anything that binds me to limits, because I am a free divine being of magnificent and unlimited powers, creativity, wisdom, love, and support. Everything is waiting for me. I shed that which keeps me from seeing it, trusting it, knowing it, believing it. I ask to shed my block to see the path that is here for me. I ask to shed my fear or to see all of those that are here around me right now in this moment. Maybe it's you, maybe it's that, maybe it's this, maybe it was that. Is the answer I'm seeking already here? Yes. Stop. Become still. Look at what's here. It's being revealed. Go deeper and find this beautiful darkness has left you a gift. It is years, lifetimes of all these things you've asked to shed quickly, easily, neatly, combined and stacked together. Like a stack of newspapers, you stand in front of it. It looks like layers and layers of old dried snake skin, like things that you shed so long ago. Ancient Greco-Roman times? How about dinosaur times? How about pre-times, pre-manifestation? How about the first or second or third wave of consciousness? Are you shedding your fear of traveling through the portals in the temples, of transmuting and seeing how powerful, how magnificent you are, how abundant you are, how nothing that you believe that is holding you back is holding you back? Declare it now. Name it now. Do not fear it. Do not defend it. Do not validate it. Let it come up and say, there it is. Thank you. Neatly packed and ready to go. Speak gratitude over it and light it on fire. Like a Maya fire ceremony. Thank you to the earth and to my body. Thank you to the mother and the moon. Thank you to this beautiful year of the snake and the serpent. Thank you to all creation, all time, all day keepers, all energies that walk with me, talk with me, guide me, protect me. Thank you to all those that nourish me, that hold me and sit with me when I'm confused and lost and in pain. And all those that ride with me and open doors and give me wings when I'm excited, creating strong, resilient, bounding off cliffs into new realities and harmony. I love my life, and I'm ready to discover it and follow the path because it is here. It is within me. I wish for it to be revealed. I wish for those things that are here that I can simply and easily accept and release, be identified. Now call to your divine highest self, the high priestess within you, the oracle of all oracles, the one that speaks to the gods and the goddesses. What does that mean? To the highest level of the divine, which is you. Call on this part of you. Let her, him come to you in whatever form. Feel the energies. Ask that they come with the wisdom of the fire, with the wisdom of the phoenix, with the wisdom of this year, with the secrets and the keys, the codes to unlock your karma, to free yourself. Every gate that is thrown up in you, every time something's burned down and you show up shocked that it's not there, you know immediately you're liberated. You know immediately it's time to move on. You know immediately to look around. What am I missing? What is here for me? Thank you for this. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. Thank you for this. Now, allow it to awaken within you and look into the fire. Is it red, like your root chakra? Yellow, orange? Is it a green fire, a purple fire, a blue fire? Is it a white fire? The fire is speaking to you. Accept the message from the color of the flames that came to you. And call on that sacred flame. Ask for it to come to you, walk with you, talk with you. Give it permission to transmute, transform, dissolve, release, and gently, easily, as aligned to my optimal and highest good. Allow me to dissolve on every level and every time. May this shedding go deep and gentle. Reveal the truth of my power, my love, and my freedom. Like a bird in a cage that the door has always been open. See it. Breathe in your soul's song. Sing your soul signature frequency into the world, and the vibration will unlock and dissolve everything that it is optimal to shed at this time, at this time, at this time, in the dark, in the dark, in the dark, to the mother, into love, surrounded, unconditional love, divine guidance, ancient wisdom, sacred knowledge. I am that I am. I am that I am. Accept that the color that came to you, if red, is showing you that not that all of you is being cleansed, but that it's time for you to look at your red chakra. Now here's what's new. It is your root and it is your heart. And the green is your heart and it is your root. That we began 20 years ago to bring the red passion, power, stability, ability to anchor, ability to create a foundation. But what we've been using for protection and for walls and for structure and for war against and defensiveness and fearing and not feeling safe, to the heart where it can blend with love and ignite love, to not be weak, to not stand in the background, to not be silent, and to bring the love and the heart and the growth and the prosperity and the earth energy of the green down into the root. Let it be, and so it is. If you received green or red, that may be one of the things you're receiving. In the dark, you may not know. In the dark, you must surrender. It is time. It is done. It is mine. I am free. I accept. And I'm ready and willing to walk, believing and speaking that this shedding has happened. And I ask it to continue to deeply align and release and sink and saturate into my bodies, to continue to unravel, unwind, reconnect, to purify, to cleanse, and to fill up with divine light, full of potential. What is the divine flame that wishes to come and fill you up? If you see one now, that's it. Otherwise, yours is the full color spectrum for now, like a rainbow that goes beyond sight. Ask it to come mist down over you, surround you in a bubble of light. If you saw white or gold, silver or violet, then ask that light, that flame, that ray of creation to come down around you and slowly, gently, lovingly saturate your entire light body, mind, body, emotion, beliefs, karma, and more. Now this shedding has been accepted, requested. It is a soul appointment that I heard, that I knew at some level, and I heard it. And I thank myself, and I love myself, and I hug myself. And now and today, this is the turning point. I walk with the jaguar vision. I remember my ancient roots, my connection to the divine and the earth, that I see and yet am unseen. I'm seen only when I wish to be seen. I move from the sky and the sun and the day through into the dark and death and the underworld, back up again in a never-ending cycle. And aligned with my ancient Lemurian and Atlantean wisdom, I call on this ability to purify all that is no longer able and willing to serve my highest good, my spiritual evolution, my agreement with the universe, and my sacred mission. So that I may live the path I committed to. I do not know who I am, but I am curious. I'm open, ready, willing. I accept. I'm ready to know. I'm ready to harmonize. Let the doors open and I will listen. I listen in the dark to the bliss in my heart, and I know my path step by step. I am the light. I am the light. There is no darkness within me. I am the light, I am the light. I dissolve the darkness within me. As I dissolve the darkness within me, it dissolves in all realities and worlds around me. The new world I birth is one of white light and freedom for all, to use it to create their own prism, their own rainbow of light, freedom to create from within, supported, flying, heart open, free. You feel the dissolving lighter and lighter. I'm ready and willing. Whatever is here to help me shed this, I will do it. I will go there. I sit in silence. I listen with my love. I love myself. I love my heart. I live here now, and I shed all the judgment. I shed the guilt And whatever is revealed to me, I love it. I honor it, I respect it, and I put it back in my heart. And I'm ready to move in that sacred way, accepting that I have already done this, that it is done, that I know exactly what to do, that is aligned with my highest good, and that I receive all the abundance in all forms by enjoying it now, by seeing it now, by speaking it now, by thanking it now. And so it is, and it is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is, and I love the fire. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. I'm ready to jump on that horse and free myself. See and sense that you are now snuggled under the covers. The visions of what's to come are like dreams. You're tucked in to the grandmother's rocking chair, womb and arms, soft and slow. It is done, my child. The burning is over. The thanking is over. You have done it. You have done an exquisite job. You are a divine blessing. The love for you is limitless and untold. Receive it, see it, remember it, accept it, acknowledge it, embody it, amplify it, and let it overflow from you. It is the salve for all wounds. It is the healing. It is the realignment. And it is the peace within, without, the heart of the sky and the heart of the earth. And I am the heart of the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please take your time from this very deep shamanic journey. Thank yourself, all the energies and guides. Repeat this for the next week. Enjoy, walk through. This is a massive transmutation, a beautiful opportunity. Why not be here in bliss and love and softness and nourish yourself through it? Give yourself sacred time. Your path is right here. You walk it. It is lighting up within you and around you. Like we learned, don't take the action until you are calm and still. Receive with gratitude. Let it unfold. Give yourself a chance to be that divination tool that can bring a cryptic message, of course. Why not? What could it mean? Don't get in your head. Ask the moon. Go into the dark and find the hidden meaning. And do that everywhere. Whatever comes to you, there's a hidden meaning underneath it. Look underneath. Find it lovingly. Reclaim it. Give it to your golden dragon. Give it to the goddesses. Give it to the mother. Give it to the jaguar. Give it to grandmother Ishbukane. And then remember to go to sleep and be willing to receive your gifts back, your jewels and your pearls. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful and blessed journey. I will be sending all of the love and wisdom and beauty. And, we go on these journeys, whether it's the retreat in March with a group or private, we go on them, I go on them, and I have a transformation, of course, because I'm present in the energies and I'm channeling and holding space for all of these things to come through for you, for the group, or whatever. That there's never an opportunity to be the same. So thank you for going through that death and rebirth with me. And thank you to Ish and to Ook, Divine Seven. Remember, all the way through today, you will be blessed with this energy and you will be able to see what's been, what's coming, and stand in that place of balance. But remember to choose. It's your choice. It is your reality. It is your life. You are the priestess. You are the oracle. You are the seer. You're the writer. You're the director. You're the creator. I honor you and I thank you so much. From the bottom of my heart, and all my lives, I thank you. In la catch, alakin, I am another you. May this circle be open yet unbroken, and the peace of the goddess go with us in our hearts, our breath, our step. As one and as the I am, we spread peace, harmony, bliss, and grace. And so it is. It is done. And it is now. I accept, I allow. Thank you. Woo! All right. Well, maybe a couple years till I'm back in my body, but thank you for sharing this day with me. I will do my best to get some pictures out to you on Facebook and to some emails next week. Please reach out if there's anything I can do to help you, to serve you, to I delightfully shower you with all of the love to know that doesn't matter what's happening to you, okay? You're not doing it wrong. And don't be like, when is this going to be ending? Say, wow, it's amazing. This is the last shedding. Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. And then choose by not thinking about what you're shedding, but feeling so happy you're free and feel the freedom. Namaste. Bye. Hi, Margaret. You're so welcome. Oh, Somerset. Yay. Thank you. Infinitely grateful, Marnie. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Mystifying Mark. Hi, sweetie. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, everybody. Much love. Namaste.